All right, we're recording just in because I don't know what Leah's going to say. So sometimes she's unpredictable and crazy. So
I don't know what I'm going to say either.
Oh, well, you said you had a plan. That's okay.
I
Anyway,
have a
it's
idea.
just a relaxed, like 30-minute kind of check-in, see what's going on. And Rochelle, I haven't talked to you in a little while. So where are you at in terms of just in general? Just where are you at? Where are you at, girl?
I'm here, Novato. But so I have been trying to, so I finally got my 2B nutritional stuff in, which I thought was really awesome. I really like, I've got a hair that just won't stay. I really like the recipes and the planner. I feel like that's going to make my life a billion times easier because I feel like that's the one thing that I have a hard time with is like, I'll go to Costco and I can buy nutritional food and stuff like that. But once I get to work, if I've forgotten something, all we have at work, and like, I love our doctors there. They're really nice, but it's a lot more junk food type stuff. He tries to buy healthy, but like nobody ends up eating it except for me. So like there is guac and stuff like that there, but it's, you know, like things are in between. So what I've been doing is for my lunchtime, I've actually been running over to Whole Foods and preparing like a salad and just eating part of it then and part of it later. And making sure there's a bunch of fruits or some bunch of veggies and some proteins and stuff in there to try and just kind of balance it out when I don't grab my lunch. The other thing I've been doing is I've been taking my shakes in the morning because I'm waking up and I'm already hungry. What? They're very clean. Thank you. So that's where I'm at. So I just started the 80-day obsession again because I've been trying to figure out how to schedule everything. That was my biggest issue since classes started. And I thought, oh, this semester shouldn't be as bad. No, my psych class is like ridiculous already. And so I've been trying to figure out how to schedule everything.
I've had the same struggle recently, so I get it.
Oh my God.
What day are you on then an 80-day? Because
I just started. So I'm at day 2 now because I did one yesterday.
Yeah. Okay, because I think tomorrow I'm going to start. Actually, maybe I'll start today because I prefer to have weekdays off.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll start that today. I haven't decided. I've been in a weird, exactly. I've been in a weird place. I mean, Leah's been like super on point and I'm like the total opposite right now, which always happens. Like when she's on point, I'm not and vice versa. Like, you know,
that's what makes a good team.
Yeah, exactly. So like, it's okay. But yeah, I'm in the same boat. It's taken me a little while. I've gotten off track, working on getting back on track. And and then, exactly. And then watching the 2B Mindset videos and incorporating that and going, oh my gosh, like this is more of a lifestyle thing. Yeah. Sometimes I still feel like I want to use the containers because my eyes are always bigger than my stomach. Yeah. So because they don't do portions in 2B Mindset, I am trying to also consider the fact that I can follow the basic like plate it ideas, but I like because I have a history of the last 20 years of my life overeating for so long, I can very easily overeat a ton of healthy food. Yeah. So that's I'm still kind of wanting to incorporate a little bit of the boxes into it because just for like sight, like seeing, okay, that's a cup of vegetables or that's a cup of protein. That's okay, Catherine. Like you don't have to gorge. You don't have to hate yourself on healthy food too, like you do with unhealthy. So like, yeah, so I totally get it. Like we're on the same wavelength, but we haven't like seen each other or had a chance to. Yeah. I love it.
One thing that I do, because I got so sick of like trying to measure out my broccoli into the freaking cup, like nuts. And it's like, that's all I eat pretty much. Is I started learning how to measure it with my hand of going, okay, this is 1 cup, and doing it right that way. And once I got in the practice of that, now, I mean, even though I'm having to be super strict, I'm not measuring, at least like the vegetables, I'm not measuring that anymore.
I mean, 1 extra broccoli floret is not going to give you an extra roll during your competition. I mean, bottom line, especially if it's a vegetable.
Yeah. So I started doing that too. But the tracking part, though, I can say is like, that's so, so, so important. I mean, and pushing yourself. So I can say, I mean, yes, I cross off I have like a tracker sheet and I cross off all my containers right now, but like the water is the most important thing where I've been tracking it and really being I have to be overly intentional. I have to make sure that I have it on me at all times. I have to make sure that I'm bringing too much where, you know, if I'm going somewhere or anything. But I was getting myself comfortable at a certain point at that 180 ounce mark.
Yeah.
But one of my girlfriends was like, you need to do 2 gallons. And it just took that like one little person pushing me and saying, you got to do it. And then hold on. And then 5 days prior, then you can start cutting back. And so I was going, okay, I have this time frame of I only have to do it for X amount of days now of doing this 2 gallon thing. And now I'm easily hitting that. I hit that. I overhit it last night. I overhit it the night before. So making sure that you're tracking it, but then also putting those, you know, those goals attached along with it is like, that's really helped me.
And that's good because, I mean, Leah right now at her this point has to be super goal oriented. And I feel like, yeah, like Rochelle and I have been not as much, you know, we don't have that pressure that Leah does, you know, which is fine. I mean, that's where she's at right now, and that's great. And I find that inspiring, and that's what's getting me to get back on, like, veer back on track sooner.
Yeah.
Well, good, Rochelle. I'm excited. I know things happen, school, you know.
Well, I think for me too is like, I have been, you know, I was relating with, cause we were talking about it the other day. I've been having in like the last probably month and a half, 2 months, I've had like 3 major panic attacks, anxiety attacks, and I don't generally get those. And I've had really stressful points in my lives, and I've been getting worse headaches. So I've been trying to get that all under control. And then, so I realized for me, having that tracker and stuff like that, I could throw that in a purse because I'm going to be taking these medications no matter what. So I'm going to like throw those in a purse and keep all that together. And I haven't had a purse since before I had my daughter. So, and that turned into my diaper bag, and I just disposed of it since. So I'm actually having to get back on track with that. And I think it'll be easier. I'm so used to like jeans and a tank top, and I just throw everything in my back pocket. If it doesn't fit, I'm not taking it. So that type of thing. So I think having the tracker on me, and especially for my shopping, will keep me a little bit more engaged in what I'm doing. I'm a little bummed that that most of the program stuff I have to either go directly through their app. Like I can't go through the Tubi one that they're trying to put out because it's mostly Apple stuff. I'm like, that's the only really big one that I wish kind of, you know, they did the other way, but I totally get it too. I know that it's, you know, it's,
I think it's I have a feeling it's a contract issue.
Yeah.
And Apple likes to do that. They like to be like, fine, like we'll contract with you with this, but I want, like, we're going to make it really hard, or you have to delay for like 6 months or something before you agree to contract with Android next. You know, like Apple does that, and it's kind of, I don't want to swear. It's kind of cruddy. You know, it's kind of cruddy, and it sucks. So they will, believe me, because they did with the Challenge Tracker app. Now I'm curious, would you feel like it would be easy for you to stay on point if we were using the Challenge Tracker app?
I haven't, you know, I don't know because I haven't really checked it. I'm like, where's my phone? But it's right there, obviously, because we're doing this on Zoom. I haven't really looked too much into it. I might even have it on my phone. I find that like so often I'm like looking for stuff on my phone, and I'm like, oh, that's been there for 2 months. Whoops. So I do use a Beachbody On Demand, usually through my computer, but I do have it on my phone as well. And I know that I can go through the little pieces through there as well, like the Tubi.
Because they have the My Challenge Tracker app, and so like Leah and I as coaches, or you as a coach too, could create a group. Like you do it on the computer, you set it up through your account, and then you do it, and then it comes up, you log into your account, and then you can add people to the group. And I don't know if you've been in one of the groups where we've run that, but maybe since some of us are starting 80 day again, and Leah's doing 80 day primarily for hers, maybe we could do that just for like accountability. Because I love that you can like check off, like Shaneella had workout done. I like that. I don't know. I'm just kind of, again, I'm still feeling in flux. I haven't even talked to Leah about that, but maybe that'll help. And that's also something that you can use that is available to Android now. Like it's faith that they will have it on Android soon, because they did that with the Challenge Tracker app. They did that. I mean, it took them forever to get contracts for both Android and Apple. So I personally have faith. I know like Valency was upset that they didn't have it, but again, I have total faith that it's going to happen. It just takes.
Yeah.
And again, I personally believe it's Apple being like asses and like locking Beachbody into a contract with them. I don't think it's Beachbody. I think it's a contract they have with Apple.
Yeah, no, I'm going to take a look. I might have the tracker app on here already. I'm not really sure. But I'm going to take a look and throw that together and see and kind of play around with it. I have a little bit of extra time today since I finished my homework a little early.
Maybe we'll do that, and then we can like hold each other accountable since we're both going to start 80 day. Yeah. I've just decided you've inspired me. I'm going to start 80 day.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you've done it. Leah, how are you? What you told me you're like, I have something. Hold on, I'm going to I have a cute little piece to talk about on our call with a heart emoji. So
it's not necessarily cute, but it's kind of the reality of where a lot of people's heads are at, especially within the group that I'm in. So we have a separate group for those of us that are competing or also past competitors in Classic. And going through the posts on there, and then also we have a separate thread for people that are within Diesel Nation organization that are going to be competing, and then also just seeing the comments that are in there, and it got me inspired to share this, because even though if it's not something, if you're not competing, it has to go with anything that is goal related, where you have, say you have a wedding coming up, or this past weekend was my 20th high school reunion. I didn't go because it's in Hawaii and I'm doing all this stuff. I have to show you guys. Oh my God, he just jumped.
Oh yeah, Leah grew up in Hawaii, everybody. So let's all.
I'm so jealous. Oh my goodness, it is so cute.
Okay, he's super distracting. Okay, so going through all of this, and because up until now, everybody, well, in that group, like other people have been posting, pictures of them working out or videos of them working out, progress pictures, things like that. And everybody was super, super supportive. And now there's people that are coming out of the woodworks, probably people that have been watching and lurking, and they are feeling defeated. They are doing the comparison game 100%. And we all do it, and it's not necessarily always a bad thing, but people are posting now, I think I'm going to drop out. I mean, shit, we are like 11 days out. Like, whatever prep that you've done for me, it's been primarily from the beginning of this year. I started a little bit at the end of last year getting serious about it, but whatever prep we've been doing, people are just going to throw it away. And because they're saying, okay, I'm not going to, because essentially, I mean, yes, there's going to be some water manipulation that we do in these last days, but you're kind of where you're at is where you're at. There's not going to be this huge drastic change in the next 11 days. And same goes for if you're going to your best friend's wedding and you wanted to look a certain way in your wedding, or not in your wedding dress, in the dress that you're wearing or whatever that you're wearing. When it gets to that crunch time, you might have to face that reality of, okay, this is where we're at, but you have to understand that you have come this far, and to just give up at that last minute or feel defeated or feel like, you know what, I don't look like her. Because frankly, Catherine could do that with me all the time, because she and I have a completely different body type. Our journeys, our health and fitness journeys are a little bit different. And she could look at me and say, I don't look like her. Fuck that. I'm going to just sit and eat Oreos or whatever, drink her wine, whatever it is that she likes to have. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
and I've done that recently. I've said, and I've had to say, okay, listen, this is where I'm at right now. I've made the choices I have up until this point. I recognize that, I own them, and this is, this is my goal going forward. And so this is how I'm going to change it going forward. You can't change the past. And yeah, exactly. You can't change. You know that you were on point, preparing for classic, 6 months ago, and your body is where it is right now. I mean, there's nothing you can do. You've done, if you know in your heart you've done the best you can, then you can feel confident knowing that,
But it's all, so here's the other thing too, is that one of the girls, we started this whole thing of, it is what you make it, because she was saying, I thought classic was about this whole, sharing your journey and everything. And there are people that are professionals that are doing classic. There's people that have outside coaches, to help with either their posing, their meal plan. I'm fortunate enough that I have a local woman that is building a suit to my body. Like, she came over once before, she had a prototype, she measured it out, it was too small, she fixed it. Like, I'm pretty lucky that way. And she's saying, I thought it was completely different. And
we're cutting
it's all of what you make it. It's, it's our challenge groups, it's your coaching experience, it's your summit experience, it's your experiences going to a wedding or reunion, or living day-to-day life happens. It is what you make of it. And so if you go into it with a positive mindset of, you know what, I'm going there to celebrate my journey, my body, for me, my own opinion, yes, there are points of it that I am like 1,000% proud of, but there are also points of it that there is improvement. My legs they are my biggest area that I've always struggled with. 80-Day Obsession drastically changed it. Is it where other competitors are at? No. Is it worse? Yes, being just subjective, but
is it worse? Is it worse, like, based on the results and the fact that you're going into a competition,
Right. It's, so if I look at, and this is one thing, I mean, yes, I do this too. I go on, there is one bikini competition Instagram account, go on, and they show all the time the backside pose, which is basically you sticking your ass out. Sorry.
Okay.
But it shows like your glute, your butt, and it shows your hamstring ties. And there's like this little, I think Autumn calls it like the happy face, but it's like a frowny face really. But it's this cut underneath your glutes that shows your hamstring ties. Okay. I have pushed myself to try to get that look. It may pop out while I have my spray tan, but it's not there. And as much as I try to change my posing and everything, it's probably not going to show up there in the next 11 days. And I have to be okay with that. And I have to understand that that's just part of my journey. Next year, if I compete, it might be there because I'm going to be at a different part of my journey. I've already done all of the work. Now, if I keep going, it might be there, but I just can't give up because of it. And I'm going to celebrate and be damn proud of the work that I've done. Because I have, before I started 80-Day Obsession, I took an awful backside picture of me. And I've shared this with you, Catherine. And I'm curious to see kind of where I've transitioned from that. But it was not like,
and it's different. If you work out at a gym, you are on machines that manipulate your body into certain positions and force you to work certain muscles. So it's different than what we do because we do a lot of free weights. We don't have those big, heavy machines. And what I don't like about them, and just what I'm not a fan of, is the fact that when you're using free weights, you're forced to then, like, let's say you're doing like bicep curls, like you're forced to engage your back to hold yourself upright, engage your fan up here to hold everything up, engage your triceps to keep them at your sides, and then lift up to engage your biceps. So Whereas if you're doing a machine where you add the weight and you do it, you're sitting like against a back part, and it is completely supporting you so that all you do is the bicep. So like, and that's fine if people like that. What I like is that I'm then forced to engage my whole body. I get a better workout in, and then you're working other parts of your body. So like, if Leah doesn't have that, it could be because exactly she didn't have this big machine to manipulate her body to somehow figure out how to make that pop. And part of it is also just your anatomy. Everyone's anatomy is different. And yeah, you can't beat yourself up for the body you have. I mean, that's the bottom line. You know, we can manipulate it with water. Right before her competition, she dehydrates. That's like what, you know, figure competitors, like that's what, you know, competitors do to make their muscles pop, is so they hydrate before and then they dehydrate right before on purpose. And so we can do all that, but at the end of the day, our bodies are still our bodies. I mean, you can't like make a muscle pop that doesn't exist, or a muscle pop that isn't ready to pop yet. Exactly. Like she said, next year she could have it. So yeah, exactly. Like being comfortable with that. And I sound like a broken record all the time. And I think I'm sure this is part of where Leah's going, is without this personal development, Leah would be playing that comparison game all the time, constantly with other people. And I spent yesterday morning and this morning, because I've been feeling really like bloated and not great about myself, I'm forcing myself to read a ton of my book. I'm already like halfway through my book in 3 days because I need it right now. You know, and there will be certain times when you need it more than others. Right now, Leah might need it more than, she might need to be off social media a little more 11 days before, so that she doesn't see all those posts from the negative people that are like, I'm going to pull out. And, you know, and if you have to do that, you have to do that. And that's also why you can really hone in on our groups, because our groups are not like that. We can't control the other stuff around us, but I can control how I start my mornings, reading my book, really getting myself into, you know, loving myself, doing my workout, what I eat. I can control those things, but you can't control exactly all the other outside stuff. And so that's what Leah's doing, is she's controlling what she can and knowing that her body, again, controlling what she can. She can't control whether or not that muscle pops, or whether or not that her hip, the way that they have to position their hips, and I'm doing it even though you guys can't see me doing it, as if you can tell, but the way that they have to stand, sometimes people don't even have that hip hinge that they can do and pop their hip out far enough. Some people have hip issues, and they literally can't, you know, so you just have to accept your body for, you know, who and what it is, you know?
Well, I definitely. It's funny. Hold on, Rochelle. It's funny that you mentioned the hip thing, because like on one, and that's part of the evaluation of my posing that my coach did, was on one hip, on my left hip, I can pop it out, and it shows that cut. It shows the glute. On my right hip, I can't do that at all. It's really, really funny. I'm like, why can I do it there but not there? But
yeah, and it's, you know, flexibility. Exactly. It is what it is. Go ahead,
Rochelle.
So I found like the first time around, because most of my, like I do have fat on me, as like everybody does, but I found that most of it is the first time when I was doing the 21-day fix, even from that beginning point, like some people were losing 10, 20, 30 pounds. And I was like, that's great, but I don't have that much weight to lose on me. And that's the kind of, at first, I think it bummed me out a little bit, because I was so used to, like, I was like, I'm going to go into it and I want to, you know, I wasn't thinking of it as toning myself down and making myself healthy. It was more so of, oh, that's kind of a bummer. I really wanted to be able to hit something like that, but I don't have that much weight. And right now, like after I stopped working out, I think I was 117 after working out. And then right now I'm about 115, but it's like that muscle weight obviously is more than fat. I weigh about the same, but the areas like my legs are one of those ones I've never liked. And up until I put tattoos on them, I just never liked them. Like I never wanted to show them off. I didn't wear shorts for a long time. It was one of those things I was really self-conscious about. And so working out with all that stuff and getting myself to a healthy point, to me, it doesn't matter now that I didn't lose the weight that I want. What matters to me is that I'm healthier, not just for myself, but for her, because she'll eat healthy things that, you know, if I'm not bringing it into the house, she's not going to eat it because she's not going to know what exists there. And then on top of it, I'm leaning down the areas that make me more happy in who I am. And I found that having to compare Like, I have been at that point, and I think everybody does. We're all human. We all compare each other at some points, but we're all different body types. We have different genetics. We have different things that make us who we are, and that's what makes us unique.
I'll never weigh 115 or 117 pounds. I'll never. I mean, Rochelle, by the way, like if you see Rochelle and I standing next to each other, I eat her for breakfast. I mean, she's tiny. You know,
and you've got way better boobs. See, I don't have that.
Oh, I mean, I have
mommy
17 pounds with my breasts alone. Okay, like, yeah, exactly, and I'm okay with that. Exactly, like, there's no point in me comparing myself. To something that's literally unattainable. I mean, I would be dead before I hit 117 pounds. I mean, it's just.
And we're all beautiful in our own ways. And, you know, and that's what I'm saying. Genetics, you know, you're going to be taller than me. God, I wish I could be taller, but let's get real. It's not going to happen. So there are certain things, you know, and I've gotten to a point where I think I've just grown enough as who I am from, you know, starting with the 21-day fix and today, that to me, it doesn't matter. And even though I haven't had that, like I've not been doing as much as I would like to be doing, I'm back at it again, and I'm not going to give that up. And even if, you know, I don't hit my goal point by the time that I want it, that's fine. This is a journey that's going to last me a lot longer than just this 1 year, than you know, one competition. This is going to last me my whole life. This body is what I am living in. And if I cannot be good to it and healthy with it, I'm not going to give up on it, because it doesn't give up on me every day. And so to me,
I love you. I just love you.
It's taken a lot of time though, but I've been down deep holes. I've compared myself to other people. We as humans, we definitely, and I feel every so often I get so isolated. So like today, I'm going to church because I need that for my soul. Like, I'm going to go to church. I'm going to work out. I'm going to take her to a play date. I'm going to be the best person I can today. And I'm going to hydrate as much as I can. I'm going to eat as healthy as I can. And tomorrow when I get up, I'm going to be the damn best person I can be tomorrow. Because it's not going to be, I'm not going to hit my goal right away.
You're going to cry. I mean, for those who don't know, Rochelle has had a really hard couple of years. I won't go into details. You can ask her privately if you're curious, but I know
it's tough. Yeah.
It's been so hard for her entire family.
Yeah.
Oh, and then her. Oh.
Well, and then just
this is my mini me. You can tell this is who I am in a small version.
Being able to do that for our kids and show them the difference.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, for me,
your sons, they can tell. They might be resisting, but they can tell. Totally.
Well, I mean, it was a completely different story before I got sober, that it was, you know, if they wanted to pretend to be mom, they would be, you know, drinking wine. And now when they want to pretend to be mom, they lift weights or they eat something healthy. And even though, so when I shared this with Catherine, my husband has been the biggest, we'll say, challenge to try to get him to be on board as well. And he and I are, and some people are just born this way. I'm a very, very positive person. Even though I do have, I mean, all my life I've suffered from depression, addiction, things like that, but I've always been a very positive person. My husband is a very negative thinker. And I was going into that bad place one morning, and I just was very down on myself and was like, I can't do anything right, this and that, all that self-pity shit. And he actually was the one that came back at me and was like, you need to, and he's the kind of person that will tell me, you need to suck it up. He didn't tell me to suck it up. He's like, babe, you are better than that. You do so many things right. I don't like to see you down. Like, the things that he said to me was the things that I would be saying to somebody else.
Yeah.
And so I might think that he ignores me and has ignored me for the entire 2 years that I've been coaching, but something is going in, and he's seeing that, he's clicking with that. And it's so, even though, you know, and it goes with anybody that is watching us on social media, any of our challengers, anything, we might not think that it's getting through and we're getting that immediate impact, because I'm the kind of person, like, I want to see change now. Like, I want to invest in somebody and have that immediate return, but it might not happen right away. But 2 years later, he's being a positive person, which he's like, weird.
He says hi to me on our calls now. He kind of likes the community.
It's
Exactly.
really weird, but but that's what I've been craving and wanting, and so, I mean, the change is there, and the things that we're doing, you know, especially with our kids, we have to show them now, because we don't want them to grow up to be shitty adults. So,
Yep.
shit, there was one other thing that I wanted to say.
Aw, speaking of, hi. Wait, was that Cody?
They're both
There you are, handsome.
They're all under there.
Say hi.
Well, we've, I don't have kids. I had my dog on a second ago. Not my dog, my landlord's dog. We steal him. He comes into our backyard.
It's called stealing. I think that's called borrowing.
Well, we're house sitting him like most of July anyway. So like, I want him to get into the routine to know that like our backyard's going to stay open for him, and then we're going to feed and do all that and spend time with him. But I think we're about out of time, you guys. Do we want to say any other last words before we, oh my gosh, send kisses to the kittens and all the cute, adorable children on here?
Something to say.
Okay, Cody has something to say.
All right, go ahead, Cody.
This blanket that I'm holding up, my grandma made for me.
Yeah.
Grandma made
I
that.
love you.
I just want to say, do your personal development, keep your mindset strong. It's, for me, it is like water, like air. I need it to live and breathe. And especially for me in these next 11 days, I have to keep my mindset rock solid, because especially when you are like working out hard, cutting your calories, I'm about to
Cutting your carbs.
It's gonna change your mood. And so if you don't have that one thing to keep you going, you're gonna fall apart. And so I have, and for me, I'm gonna actually probably be doubling up on it to really just stay extra strong. Okay, bye. Thank you. I'm like, you don't need to keep giving me. Okay.
I'm so proud of our team, you guys. And on that note, go spend time with your family and all the kittens. And I love you guys, and have a great
I love
Sunday.
you guys.
And Rochelle, I'm going to post my sweaty selfie. I'm going to do day 1 today. I've decided it's happening. Okay.
I don't even mind doing it over. It's just as long as I'm doing something to keep myself going. And it honestly, it does make a huge difference, like mentality wise. If I'm not working out, I feel myself definitely falling into the little cracks. And I totally,
I've done the same thing.
Totally get it, Leah. I have been an addict before. So like having that, I need that in my life. It is my air and my water. If I don't, I feel myself falling down. I'm like, nope, I can do this. I've been through worse things in my life and I can do this.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to do day 1 today and share my sweaty selfie. And I love you guys.
All right. Love you guys.
Bye.